Dave, I'm muting everybody. Unmute yourself.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry, we're a little bit late getting started. We're having some technical difficulties. As you can see, we don't have the video cameras working, so people online can hear us through the computer screen only. We're still working to try to get the OWL working, so hopefully we'll get that up and going here in just a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and start the meeting anyway. This morning, we have our invoker is going to be Tim Redmond, and our pledge will be led by Alan Reuter. Is Alan here this morning? Yeah. Okay. Calvin, we got Calvin. All right. Very good.
Let us pray. Lord, we are thankful for this day that you've given us, for its blessings, especially allowing us to again gather together, for its opportunities, its challenges. May we appreciate and use each day that comes to us. We pray for strength and guidance for each day as it comes, for each day's duties, for each day's problems. May we be challenged to give our best always, and may we be assured of your presence with us. Amen.
Amen. If you please rise and join with me the Pledge of Allegiance. The flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I know Paige has an announcement for us this morning. Paige, would you like to come up? Because right now they can only hear through the computer screen. So if you come stand at the podium to make your...
It's the true definition of roll tide. Look at him go. Come around this way, Paige. Maybe have me to work.
Well, first of all, I have to tell y'all how excited I am to be finally a member of the Metal Parts Club. It's taken me for years going through TSA, and they keep asking, and I keep saying, do I look that old? And they giggle, and now I can proudly say I'm in. I have the pleasure this morning of introducing someone that we all know, but I'm going to introduce him in a different format. This week, Toll's Career and Technical Center unanimously approved by the board, and hired Dr. Todd Hoadley as our new superintendent. We are thrilled, absolutely. It is not your mother's or father's Oldsmobile any longer. We're going to rock it out there. Dr. Hoadley, congratulations.
Get that, and then those two things there, right there. Okay, other announcements this morning. Okay, well then in the interest of time, I'm going to go ahead and call our Sergeant at Arms up this morning, Jim Bandine.
Good morning. It's great to see everybody. This is my first meeting back, so it's good to see as many people as we have here. Oops. It's all right. No problem.
Hey, my 4-year-old granddaughter's awake.
Yes. Exactly.
Probably.
She's really smart.
Yeah. Well, that would make one of us anyway.
That would make one of us, yeah, for sure.
We have guests this morning. Let's see. Claudia, you have a guest?
I do have a guest. Mark Myers is visiting us for the first time. Mark lives here in Dublin and was interested in finding out more about volunteerism and community service. And I said, come here.
Lou? Okay. Sorry.
Jim, my guest is actually on Zoom.
If you can stand in front of the podium for now until we get the camera working.
Sure. My guest is joining us over Zoom, Jim, and her name is Lisa Kramer. She is my cousin's daughter, so my cousin from Germany. She works in a non-for-profit NGO environment, and she and her fiance are both have both created NGOs. And I thought it would just be so rich and wonderful to be able to see Lisa and to have Lisa see what it is that we do on our fundraising event. Lisa, thanks for joining.
Thank you very much, Ingrid.
Okay. I'm told that I can find, but like I say, it's my first meeting back and it's good to see everybody. So I don't think we'll really find anybody today, except for the few people that shake their heads. No, I won't do that. The small pot today is $20. The large pot is $186. We'll draw out and pick a winning. You have the option of whether you want the small pot or the large pot.
281976.
Woo! Peter, you want?
If we can get this to work.
Small pot.
Not yet.
I've got your $20.
Hey, we'll help him make that to the time. So.
Okay.
281956.
Okay.
See what's your lucky day.
Good job. This is not going well. Okay, I'll get out of here. Okay.
Okay, I'd like to introduce our hosts for today. This is our special fundraiser meeting. And our hosts are going to be Paige Vornbrock and Susan West. And if you could, I hate to make Paige come up to the podium again. But right now, since with our camera issues, the only way people online are going to be able to hear you is if you're standing at the podium.
Unfortunately, he has to come back with his foot.
I think so. It's just there's a connection between that and this that's not working.
Good morning, Rotary. Good morning. We are so excited to get the auction underway today, and just to remind you about some wonderful stuff. Of course, Paige and I were bemoaning the fact that, you know, we were supposed to be having a pro-am event, as you might recall, except that, you know, COVID, blah, blah, blah. But does anybody remember what the weather was like last Wednesday? Yep. Would anyone have wanted to been in John's beautiful house side by side by side with the cicadas, no less, right? No, so Mother Nature was kind of with us and said, you know, Dublin Rotary, you don't want to do the Pro-Am this year. It's okay. Instead, we're going to do this awesome silent auction virtual event, and it is just going to be fantastic. Right, Paige?
I don't think you could have said it any better, Susan. It's one of the exciting things for the auction that we're doing this year is the raffle, online raffle. But we do have a special bonus. We've got 4 gas cards that we're giving away for all of those that are going to join in our overall auction and have purchased their Rotary or their raffle tickets by tomorrow evening. So if you haven't gotten online and done that, we're going to have a special drawing for those gas cards tomorrow evening, and excited about that.
That's right.
But in order to do that, there's some of us, Paige probably included, that would need a little help in how to get the app up and running. And I'll leave that to you, Ms.
Well,
Technology.
We're going to do the best we can today with our limited technology, but I guess I have one question before we jump into that is how many of you guys got a phone call from a fellow Rotarian in the last week talking about the silent auction? How many of you got a text? Yeah. How many got a voicemail? Yeah, we were trying to spread the word, definitely, just to remind you to get online and to check this out. It's very important to us also that you share it with your friends and your neighbors. Shoot that information out for sure. But for today, I guess the question is, how many of you have HandBid downloaded on your phone as an app? How many? Not very many. Okay, how many of you have your phone with you right now?
Everybody.
Yes, okay, and you on Zoom as well, please. This is the one time we ask you, get your phone out and open it up and actually look at it.
Without a fine.
We would like you to go to your app store and download the HandBid app. You just simply search under HandBid, all one word, and you will see it pop up. You do have to then hit the key that says buy, although it's free, it's a free app. It will allow you to then register. So anybody who did this last year, good news, it's still there. I'm still paddle 103, woo! But for those of you who didn't do it last year, we're asking you today to go ahead and try to download that app, because as Paige said, we have the early bird special of a raffle tomorrow where we're going to pull all those raffle tickets. We're going to pull some great winners for the early bird. And John's going to tell us more about that. So feel free to be looking at that. The other thing, for those of you that are here at the country club, on your table, we have a list of all the prizes as well. So take a look at all of the, I should say, packages, not prizes, the packages that you can bid on, because they are on your table. We've got 25 awesome packages, and then we have the raffle as well. So if there's something that catches your eye, get in on the action right now. That's it, Paige.
Absolutely, Susan. We look forward to everybody joining the app. Once you've got HandBid up, they're going to ask you for, name, rank, and serial number, which would include a password of some kind that you'll need to create. And if you can't remember it from 2 years ago, which Paige couldn't, you need to create a new one. Once that's done, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes and walk you through the next step of that raffle bidding process. But in the interim, I would like to introduce Ingrid Phillips, who's going to graciously introduce our sponsors here this morning. So Ingrid.
Paige, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity. Our good news is our sponsors are all members, and I think it's a real tribute to the club that we have these continuing membership sponsors. So I'll ask our sponsors to all come up at the same time. If I could have Susan Robinaugh, Calvin Gephardt, and Lynn Cherobi, please join me. And we're going to ask each of them to say a few words. Our sponsors this year are including Todd Beckett. Todd is with the Veterans Hospital VCA, and he and his father actually started the hospital, I believe. And he's also been a multi-year contributor to the Pro-Am. And unfortunately, he's in an animal surgery this morning and won't be able to say a few words. But again, if we could all just give a round of applause for Todd, I'm sure he'll be checking in. I have the privilege of saying that VMware, my employer, is actually one of our sponsors. And the good news about VMware is that we have technology, but more importantly, we have ethics and values. And one of them is that we try and keep good people working for the company by having career development into global roles, like the one that Mike actually helped me get. And it's very, very similar to Rotary. When you have great ethics, good people, and really, really great global and local relationships, it's amazing what you can get done. And I would just say that's why it's such a tribute that Rotary is receiving some of the sponsorship. So that's the VMware sponsorship. But Susan, would you mind sharing with us a little bit about Stratos? You've been, I think, a sponsor for most of our major fundraisers.
I have. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to continue to be a sponsor. I've been with Stratus since 2010, and I'm a founding partner. And what's been really fun to see is how big we've actually grown. And we now are creating revenue of over $16.5 billion. That's when you started, back in 2009. That's a really, really great achievement. And the nice thing about being part of Stratus is we're a hybrid RIA, which means basically a hybrid registered investment advisory firm. And what that really means is that we are allowed to do business lots of different ways. We can do fee-based business, and we can also do brokerage. And we can also clear through lots of different broker dealers. So we can clear through LPL Financial, we can clear through Fidelity, we can clear through Schwab, TD. I mean, so the opportunity has been very important for all of us as advisors. We are now actually, it's like I can't keep up with it all. We have over 15,000 clients at Stratus, and we have 87 offices all over the United States. And we have 283 advisors, although I think after this last week, we're probably over 300. And what's really great is that we all like each other. And if somebody's not a good fit, we can go to founding partners as a founding partner and say, you know what, we're not sure that this person is the right fit. And generally we make the right decision. And so it's been really great. But to be a part of Rotary for all these years and continue to be philanthropic and basically give back to our club and to our community, that's what it's all about for me. It's great to work for a great company, but it's also important to have the camaraderie with all of our fellow members and have the opportunity to get to know everybody and create and make a difference in our community. So thank you.
Thank you again, Susan. Calvin, if I can ask you to come on up, since Calvin has joined and been a member, since Calvin has joined and become a member, I have the privilege of saying that I think of myself as a new member, but when you joined, you brought such a wealth of Rotary experience, but you're also bringing us tremendous amounts of entertainment with that food truck at First National. Would you say a few words about your organization?
I would. Thank you. Susan doesn't realize I've been in Rotary forever, so I just kind of transferred from one club to the next club. So although I did come in your class, so you're correct. So we started here together. So anyhow, thank you for the opportunity to get the slate clean. We do not have a food truck today, but June 25th, we have Cousin's Lobster Truck. So if you want to come on over, we'd be glad to have lunch with you. So anyhow, I work for the First Citizens National Bank. We're at the Sawmill Parkway and Powell Road in Powell. We have like 7 or 8 locations. We just recently opened one in Delaware, downtown Delaware at 33 East William Street. So the bank is growing. We're the 4th oldest locally owned, operated, independent community bank in the United States. We were founded in 1860. So part of what we do is give back. It's my honor to be able to have that opportunity to participate and contribute to Rotary and into the community of Powell. So we thank you for this opportunity, and we're glad to be a part of it. Thank you very much.
And lastly, Lynn, a dear neighbor and a beginning friend that I've met through you and Lou and Rotary. Would you please say a few words about your business?
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having me. It's great to see everyone and see human beings. It's been a tough year. I'm with Coldwell Banker Realty, and we are located at right by Bridge Park at the shops of River Ridge. I've been a realtor for 42 years. I still love my job most days. If you've read the news, you know what it's like out there. The housing market is crazy, not only in Columbus, but across the whole United States. I'm still active with the Columbus board, the Ohio board. I'm still a director. I've been a director since 1997. And I'm involved in the National Association of Realtors also. So I know how important it is to give back, to volunteer. Your committee has done a great job on this auction. I've done auctions for the realtors and I know how much time and effort goes into it. So kudos to your committee and you, Ingrid. And again, thank you for having me here. And I look forward to supporting Rotary and all your fundraisers that are coming up in the future with my husband, Lou. Thank you.
I cannot think of two better chairmen to work with and work for during this opportunity. It's my pleasure to thank our sponsors on behalf of John and Dave and all of the committee and great work that we've done. And Paige, back to you for programming. Thank you.
Well, Ingrid, if I could second that, thank you. Sponsors, it just makes the success of our efforts that much more exciting and certainly gives us the opportunity to do more of what Rotary is all about, and that's our philanthropic efforts. And with that, I'm going to pass it back to you, Susan, so you can help me figure out how to get into this raffle thing.
All right.
My grandson needs golf clubs, by the way, so
Ah,
I'm all in.
Well, like someone said earlier, maybe your grandson should have helped you get the app, right?
He managed to get a ticket. I saw it.
Touche.
Ah, yes. So Paige and I were talking about Handbid and he said, okay, give me the instructions. It's going to take me a few hours. And I'm like, okay. But you did
About a
it.
half an hour.
Half hour.
But everybody else here can knock it out in about 30 seconds.
Right. So for those of you who had your phones out, did you find Handbid? Did you download the app? Okay. So you're most of the way there. Did you register?
Yes.
Okay. And when you registered, did it ask for a credit card? Oh. It doesn't ask for a credit card?
Yes, it does.
You already had it.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
You're logging in.
Oh, okay.
Last year?
Oh.
Why don't you just give everybody your credit card number?
Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. Oh, well, you know what? My Handbid is saying, you have an unpaid invoice. Would you like to pay it now?
There we go.
Because you're probably winning one of the bids.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Is that what's working?
If you're
Okay.
winning one of the bids, they may text you because I bid on something and 10 seconds later, somebody outbid me and they told me both times, you're winning and then you're losing.
So see, this app is very interactive and it's really quite fun. So once you've downloaded it, did you find Dublin AM Rotary online silent auction? Did that pop up for you? Yeah. Okay. So then you just basically, you press on that and it'll say, welcome Susan West to the silent auction. And then it says, let's get bidding. So you press on that and it does tell me that I bought a lottery ticket, that I'm a loser right now because I want that beautiful picture that Roberta took and someone's outbidding me on it. Ingrid, I think it's you, but that's okay. But then what you can do is you can, if you open up the auction, oops. Okay, well, anybody else know how to open the auction? I can see my dashboard, probably swipe to the right. There you go. Now I get to see art packages and then I get to see golf packages. And the first thing under golf packages is the drawing for the golf clubs. And that's what we'd really like to encourage each one of you to just at least buy one raffle ticket for the golf clubs. Maybe the golf clubs you need, or maybe you've got a grandchild that needs golf clubs.
Or gas cards.
Gas cards, because we're going to do the early bird gas card offering, and John's going to tell us more about that later. Okay. So I just wanted to bring your attention to how easy it is on your phone. If you don't like apps on your phone, I get it, but get on the computer and download this. Yeah, Peter?
Oh, I was, sorry to interrupt, but I did want to mention that when I logged in, it said I had an unpaid invoice, and then it allowed me to use Apple Pay on my phone. So very convenient. Click and I was all paid up. Didn't even have to enter in my credit card.
See how easy this is? It's wonderful.
I asked how you get your tickets.
how you get the raffle ticket? Okay, so if you go to golf packages.
No, there is no action.
Oh, they're not.
Yeah, don't worry, you're not missing that.
Yeah. And honestly, if you guys have any questions, because we're kind of short for time, please make sure that you email one of us here, maybe not Paige, I don't know. Mike?
I just want to note that Peter's unpaid invoice was unpaid since the last time.
For those on Zoom, we're having a little bit of a, we're having a chat about the attorney in the group who is a deadbeat, but that's okay.
There we go.
All right, moving right along.
I'm not a sergeant at arms, but that sounds like a $5 bill to me. I would like to introduce some of the recipients of our efforts, and I would love to start with Dinky Youngstead, who is joined us today very graciously. She is the executive director of the Dublin Food Pantry, as we know, one of the organizations near and dear to our hearts. And Dinky, if you would just give us a couple of moments. And I'll step
Okay,
out of the
Jill
way.
and I laugh because we're both talkers. And then you said 2 to 3 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'm done. But we just want to say thank you. We have gotten so much support from this club and from your organization, and it means a lot to us. Just so you know sort of where it's going. We had a 79% increase last year in the number of people we're serving. Somebody said 15,000 members, and I leaned over to Jill and said, well, we've got 20,000. So it's just every day it's a new adventure with the food pantry. I'm proud to say we never closed our doors. We were open throughout the entire pandemic, and we're able to continue serving people. What we can't figure out is how we're going to go back inside, because now we're a drive-through pantry. And with the increase in numbers, we still have to get all that into a small space. So we're not sure what we're going to do, but thank you, thank you, thank you. And I just want to say something great about my friends over here, that none of us would be as successful as we are if we didn't all work together. And that's sometimes an exception with nonprofits. So I'm really happy to say that I consider Dublin Bridges and Welcome Warehouse as sort of part of what we do every day. Thank you.
Dinky, thank you. Thank you for the efforts of your team and your volunteers. It's really what Rotary is all about. It's what our Dublin community is all about. And to amplify another organization that has just taken off and has meant so much to our community, Dublin Bridges, and Jill Cranstruber. Jill, if you would join us. Jill's partner, Sarah Savage, couldn't be with us this morning, but Jill, we're thrilled and just love to hear the stories. They're absolutely incredible and heartwarming very much.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. And I appreciate Paige because he's on our steering committee and he's wonderful. I have to say what Dinky says, 2 to 3 minutes is tough for me, but I'm going to do it. We at Dublin Bridges really kind of had to change directions when COVID started because needs changed, and we kind of had to jump on something, and what we jumped on big time was snacks for students, and that's something that Rotary was so amazingly generous to help us with. And our Snacks for Students program, we're actually continuing this summer, but what that is when the schools hand out the free breakfast and lunch, we wanted to be there with some snack bags for the kids because we realized we have snacks in the schools in our personal care pantries. Those were not being handed out to the kids. And we needed to get more food besides the Dublin Food Pantry food, just these little snack bags. And we did, you guys were so generous. We really couldn't do it without you. As a matter of fact, you were so generous that I was so impressed with the club, I decided to join it. So now you're stuck with me. And I also really want to say that the fact that these 3 organizations that this auction is benefiting us is awesome because we really are like one big organization. I appreciate Heather and Dinky, who I think I speak to almost daily. So thank you. Thank you all. You guys are a great organization. We appreciate your generosity.
absolutely amazing, and the timeline was right on. So, Heather Hines, if you would come and join us. Heather is with Welcome Warehouse. And once again, with just the tremendous work that you do, your team does, and it makes our Dublin community what it is. And we're certainly anxious to have you, thankful that you're joining us and anxious to hear your thoughts.
Thank you. Well, Welcome Warehouse would like to thank the Rotary as well. As many of you know, Welcome Warehouse helps families in the Dublin community who are temporarily in need. And honestly, at any moment, any of us could be in need. And that's where we step in. So whether you lost a job all of a sudden, perhaps there was a domestic violence situation, there's a house fire, any kind of situation where you find yourself temporarily in need, that's where we step in. The Rotary has helped us tremendously by providing assistance for our emergency household assistance program. And that's where we help families pay bills. We found through COVID, that was one of our hottest programs this year. A lot of people were in need of assistance, financial assistance. And so with your funds, we were able to help many, many families. I think there was a 60% increase in need this year in the Dublin community just because of COVID. So thank you all so much for your support. We started as a warehouse for free clothes, and we've grown to so much more, including a bed program, emergency assistance, adopt a family, holiday gifts, back to school program. So any type of temporary assistance needs, we're here to step in. And we work very closely with our partners to make sure that the whole community is lifted up and we're able to support everyone who needs it. So thank you so much.
And Heather, thank you.
As long as you want, I mean, short of 7 words.
One of the other organizations we get to enjoy on a regular basis are two of our members, Colonel Williamson and Dwight Seeley, and I don't see either one of those gentlemen here today with our
I'm
veterans
here via the Zoom.
Well, and you need to get the Zoom on, buddy. You're on.
It's on, babes. Good morning, Rotary.
Good morning.
That's better. Just to let you know that our Veterans Affairs Committee has been very active this year. And one of the things that we've been very pleased is we've actually become trend setting within Rotary for the veterans, in support of the veterans. And I'll cover that basically in a way that our club has benefited the veterans programs in one of 3 ways. We are either financial assistance, we have active projects in support of veterans that are going on, and we're in partnership for physical and financial support. Some examples of that basically is an active project. We have our Vet Work Ohio program, which Dwight Seeley started during his administration. I'll cover that in a little bit more detail in a second. Financially, we worked with multiple local, state, and national programs to provide assistance to veterans. An example of that would be with the Fisher House at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. We've also worked with Dublin Scioto High School in their Veterans Memory Program, and we continue to help support the memorial that they're building over there in support of veterans with Mott's Military Museum over in Groveport that we want to raise awareness of and support for. And we're going to be taking a trip to their to Mott's one of these Saturdays coming in the fall. And then we have the Veteran Services Commission downtown, the Ohio Veteran Services Commission, which we are in partnership with to help gain access to a lot of the information and programs that support veterans in Ohio. And the Folds of Honor program. Another partnership that we've done most recently is with Resurrecting Lives Foundation. Most of you remember when Dr. Chris Ann Gordon has been a speaker here at our Rotary Club and has provided a lot of support and continuing interest in support of those veterans that are suffering from PTI or PTSD or TBI. We also were part of the Veterans Wreaths Across America program last year, which helped provide American flags and wreaths for veterans' graves at national and federal property cemeteries. So our club has benefited veterans in many different ways, both locally and as well as nationally. And it's been trend setting. And the way it's been trend setting is that as a result of what Steve Heiser witnessed at our club, working with Dwight and I, we are now creating a Veterans Affairs Committee at District 6690 level. And they're using the Dublin AM Rotary Club as a model for starting those programs in other Rotary clubs throughout the district area, which helps us expand our outreach for a lot of the programs that we've been supporting and other clubs getting interest in and wanting to do something in support of the veterans. We found that there's a growing need as well as a growing level of interest within a lot of communities to support veterans in those communities that are having continuing needs following military service. So Dwight Seeley and I have agreed to co-chair that committee at the district level, and we just had a meeting this week with the district governor and the incoming district governor to share with them how we intend to take the program that we established with the Dublin Club and help expand that into other Rotary clubs throughout the district. So it's been a great effort. And with regard to that effort, the Vet Work Ohio program is now running full speed. So Dwight is heading that up, and we're making a lot of progress. We're through Peter Georgeston. We're getting our nonprofit status application submitted and approved. So a lot of activity going on as far as support of veterans, and we're very pleased and thank the club for its continuing support.
David, thank you, and congratulations on taking this to the whole district. Well done. I would like to end our program by saying thank you to the three chairs of this committee, which we wouldn't have an auction or a program of any kind. They've worked tirelessly for several months now putting this all together. Susan West, John Susie, David Lundgren, if you all would come up and take the mic, and I'll vamoose.
Come this way, Paige. I'll just hang out here. All right.
Well, good morning, everyone. And we are in the home stretch. I think I did the math correctly. There's 168 hours in a week, plus 8 hours till 5 o'clock next Friday. So that would be 176, if my math is correct. Hours left in our auction and golf club raffle. Where our goal for the raffle specifically is to sell at least 100 tickets. That's $25 a piece. So everybody in this room knows somebody that golf themselves, have a grandson that needs a set of golf clubs. But we are working with a local golf store, Par Golf Discount, over on Sawmill Road, and Dan has been very gracious, despite his issues with getting delivery on things, that we have a set of women's and a set of men's clubs, Callaways, that are up for auction. We're still working on the bags. We got those donated last year, so hopefully we can do that this year. But as they say with the lottery, if you want to win, you got to play. And everybody has friends in their circle, co-workers. Just pass the word along, share the link, let them go out there and explore. Dave will talk a little bit more about the auction item, but the golf club raffle, 1 ticket per member, and we're right where we need to be. But we can do better, but 100 is our minimum goal. And we appreciate all the efforts that have been put forth up to this point, between Ingrid and Claudia and Lou Shirobi and Roberta Kane, who's not here today. All the efforts that have been put forth. This is a lot of work behind the scenes. We just want to make it worth our while. So get out there and play, get out there and buy raffle tickets, and get registered. Thank you.
Hey, good morning, everybody. So I just wanted to say a few words about the auction. First of all, we got some great packages, a lot of hard work from a lot of people donating things. And so just a couple thoughts on some of the packages. First, we have 26 packages. 5 of them do not have a bid as of this morning. So hopefully we can get those up quickly and go from there. Just a couple comments on maybe a couple packages. Package number 3, you guys have sheets here. If you can look at it, not look at it, but that package consists of 4 gift cards and a 1 year's membership to COSI. And the reason I bring this package up is just an example of some of the bargains you can get. The COSI membership alone is $181, and thank you, Pete, for getting that donated. That alone is $181, and then you have over $100 in gift cards to go with it. As of this morning, before I got here, the bid on that package was $67. So that would be, if you want to help another organization or something, buy that package and maybe donate the COSI membership, maybe to one of these organizations, and they can have one of their members use it or something like that. So there's some great packages out there. Please take a look at them. You've through Susan and Paige, so you've downloaded the app now, and you can go from there. Pete, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to mention also with the COSI membership, I'm on the community board for COSI. As you may have all heard, COSI has just reopened for the first time in over a year. So we get the word out, and giving the membership to somebody gives them the opportunity to experience COSI and spreads the word that they are back in business and will help local institutions.
Yeah, so any of you haven't been there in a few years, it's a community treasure. If you have kids or grandkids or whatever, or if you want to help some others that may benefit from it, great idea. So now that you have hand bid downloaded, what we want to ask you to do this week is one thing. If we could have the major, we have about 100 members in this club. If we could have, let's say, 50 of you, send our email with our packages, this email here, to 2 of your friends. So if you could just forward it to 2 people, 50 times 2 is 100, right? And then in that email, if you just ask them to forward that message to 2 other people, so 2 by 2, we could reach 200 people, 200 potential bidders, and it will really help us to get our bids up, which is the ultimate goal, is to raise as much money as we can to help these wonderful organizations that are here with us today. So if we could ask everybody to just forward it to 2 people, ask them to forward it to 2 other people, we can really expand the amount of people that are bidding on our objects and really take it from there. So on behalf of the committee, I thank you. And with that, I'll turn it over to Susan, and thanks for being here today.
As you know, these 2 guys have just been amazing in leading this group and this effort and being able to pivot on a dime once again this year to do something other than the Pro-Am, which is what they really signed up to do. So thank you. If you buy a raffle ticket before, what did we say? Before the end of the day tomorrow?
6 o'clock tomorrow.
6 o'clock tomorrow night, you'll be in an early bird special raffle. So you'll still be in it for the golf clubs, but you also have a chance to win a $50 gas card. We have 4 $50 gas cards. So the odds are with you on this, that you should get at least 1 or 2 raffle tickets and hopefully get some gas, if nothing else, out of it. So I think that's all I have to say. We're running way over, so I think I'll pass it over to David.
Those gas cards were donated by Cal Gephardt as part of his contribution.
Okay, thank you, everyone. I'm a numbers guy. I'm an accountant. I want to just underscore with some numbers how important this is. Our little club of about 90 people last year put about $40,000 directly into our community in COVID relief for families and people in need. That was a combination of the food pantry, Dublin Bridges, neighborhood bridges, Welcome Warehouse, Salvation Army, the senior lunch programs, the District 6690 COVID Relief Fund. We did elementary school weekend meals for Daniel Wright Elementary School. And then we also supported other programs in the school system for families in need. So that's huge. And that's in addition to everything else we normally support, which is our veterans programs, scholarships, literacy programs, all the other things that we do. this came on top of that. And so that's the reason we have these fundraisers, because these fundraisers enable our little club to really make a difference in our community. So please get behind our fundraiser, get out there, spread the word to your friends, get this hand bid site out to people and go on and bid, and know that all your money's going to a really good cause. It makes me proud to be a member. Next week, we have a Zoom only meeting. We will not be here at the club. The club is closed for an event that they're having here. So that will also give me an opportunity to get this technology problem figured out, whatever it is that went wrong today. So next week will be Zoom only, and we'll hear from Tyler Pugh with the Short North Columbus Woods Companies. So see you all next week at 7:30 to 7:45 on Zoom. Thank you. Have a good weekend.